and just connect our battery terminals using a 10mm socket and remove the ground. Using a 10mm socket and extension, we're going to remove this air box here. There's a 10mm bolt here. We'll remove this. We have two more in the back. I'm going to pop off the air tube right here, and there's one more bolt down below I want to get to. I'm just going to pop these lines out right here. I'm going to try and lift up this box. I'm going to go ahead and remove this 10mm bolt here. I'm going to just connect our battery clip here and pop off this unit here. Slide that right on out. Now we're going to use our floor jack. We're going to use a block of wood, and we're just going to jack up, and we're going to put it under the transmission pan or under the transmission itself. We're not going to raise the vehicle. We just want to support the engine when we disconnect the transmission mount. Using a 17mm socket and extension, I'm going to go ahead and loosen these two nuts right here. And we'll go ahead and remove them. So these decided to come out with the stud itself. Not an issue at all. All right. Now this whole mount is torn and shredded all over the place. We want to go ahead and remove this bolt and use our 17mm. Gonna work this up. We'll just keep on working this bolt out and get that removed. Don't forget to pick up the pieces of your bushing. And use our 17mm and go for this big bolt on the top here. rear lower bolt. So let's now go ahead and remove our last and third bolt for this mount. Now what we're going to do is try and lower the transmission on the jack a little bit. That way there we can get our tool in there. Let's go ahead and install our forward mounted bolt right here. Try and get this started a few threads. Take another bolt, we'll line it right up on the top here. Going to get our upper bolt lined up and get that started. Once that's started a few threads, we'll go ahead and install the rearward bolt. Now let's go ahead and snug these down. Let's go to our top bolt here. Let's go ahead and torque our mount here to 45 foot-pounds. And repeat for the other two. Lower down our transmission bracket. Put our bolt through. Get that threaded in. Now we can go ahead and line up our transmission bolts here with this bracket. I'm going to get these started a few threads. And go ahead and jack up the transmission just a tiny bit. I'm just going to work that jack a little bit just so we can get these two studs threaded in as far as we can by hand. go ahead and jack up the transmission a bit. Once that stud bottoms out, then the nut will start to snug up. And we'll repeat for this side here. I'm going to go ahead and torque the horizontal bolt to 40 foot-pounds. I'm going to torque our two lower bolts here, or studs, to 40 foot-pounds. I'm going to go ahead and lower our jack. And go ahead and roll that aside. Take our air box, line this up. I'm going to work our air box back onto the filter box here. I'm going to go ahead and install our forward mounted bolt right here. Just going to get that caught a few threads. Next, we're going to go ahead and get our upper bolts lined up. Get our lower bolt lined up and installed. Get that started a few threads. Snug those down. Get our forward bolt here snugged down. Then we'll go down and get our lower mount installed, or our lower bolt. Snug that. We're going to install our intake tube right here. There's a little post on the bottom that's going to install into a rubber grommet. I'm going to feed this underneath. Might be easier to go underneath this way here. Try and snake that underneath the battery cable, like so. pop the flex tube onto the air box here. Get our post mounted down below into that rubber grommet. Push that button in. We'll install our last 10mm bolt. And we'll snug that down. We're going to take our cables here. I'm going to pop these into the brackets. Let's go ahead and install our ground terminal here. Go ahead and snug that down.